Hey everyone, Tim with Collect Jurassic. Really special treat for you today. We're going to be looking around my collection room, getting ready to do a huge sort of redisplay, reshuffle storage, and I really wanted to show off everything as it stands before I start to kind of put it all away and rearrange it. And probably a lot of this stuff will stay out and a lot of it will also go into storage. So thought it would be a great time of me to put this video together forever, take everyone through kind of the lay of the land in here. I'm sure you've seen it in the background of a lot of my review videos. So we're finally going to take a look. Don't mind me, I'll be drinking some water while we do this because I think I'm going to be talking a lot while we go through each piece. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the Jurassic Park wall. This wall is made up of a pretty healthy mix of vintage items, stuff that I've acquired recently, like newer Jurassic Park themed items. Also have my childhood toys down there, if you can see them. So there is a lot of stuff just packed in on this shelf that isn't even toys. I mean, there's everything here, art supplies, lunch boxes, all kinds of random stuff. So let's dive into this one. First, you can notice on this little wall over here, I have a couple vintage VHS signs. These were part of a promotional, not this one, this is a newer Jurassic World sign, but these other yellow signs were part of like a promotional bundle that like Blockbuster stores got to sort of promote their toys, or sorry, promote their release of the video. I can actually show you on the back here. There's other different designs. They have Jurassic Park logos. So they say like, you know, coming to home video, that kind of thing. So pretty cool. Makes a nice little display right here before we dive into the proper Jurassic Park shelf. So up here on the left is one of my prized possessions. That's the Cinemacast Kenner Velociraptor. This is actually a pretty recent acquisition. I didn't have this one for the longest time, but I finally got it for a pretty good deal. These were pretty limited quantity, but it's from Kenner and it's this really nice resin statue, very solid stuff, but incredibly fragile as well. So I kind of put it up out of the way and never touch it. A lot of collectors will recognize these McDonald's cups. We also have the Dakin little PVC figures next to them too. Always displayed those together since I've been collecting Jurassic. The cups and the figures make a nice little complement to each other. Also have some this box for this slot car. It's kind of too bad when you have this much stuff, you can't really get it, you can't really display it all so that you can see everything. But believe me, behind here is a really cool piece of box art. I also have some Jurassic Park license plates up here, a couple of these. So it's really hard to get everything displayed. I wish I could get that box out a little bit more, but there's just so much stuff. Above it I have my one of my first figures, not this figure exactly, but I got another one to keep in a box. Dimetrodon, one of my first Jurassic Park figures. Here we have some mugs, different mugs. These boxes have mugs with this design on them, so just more stuff to collect. Also these really cool 3D jigsaw puzzles. Some of these giant promotional pins. This is literally a pin you could put on your shirt. There's a whole collection of them, and I think I have 3 or 4 of them out here. Also have that vintage Viewmaster. We have the Viewmaster itself, plus the Viewmaster pictures, which is pretty fun. Also, these are my prized custom possessions. I don't collect a lot of customs or even make them, but I do have a few, and they're like the best of the best in my opinion. Have some great Ted Brothers work with this Velociraptor and Dilophosaurus. You can see the Dilophosaurus even has like the E-Stock sign. Ted made these for me. They're awesome. Also have this Ape Drape Studios John Hammond figure, very fragile too. Well, not fragile, he's one of a kind, so I don't want to break him, but he's done in the Kenner style of the old 93 figure, so we'll look at those a little bit later. Also have this awesome Jurassic Justin, what are these called? The Retro Revival, right. This is the Dimetrodon figure for it. I love this thing, I can't wait to get them all. Got a review of this if you want to check it out. Behind Dimetrodon hiding is a mini Chronicle Collectibles T-Rex I got back there. See, there's just so much stuff. Stuff gets in front of things, and then you can't see it all. But I do my best. I have a couple Jetta Jeeps up there stacked on top of each other. These vintage, like Japanese models that I just got a couple years ago that I'm obsessed with. The whole, I don't have every single one. I think I'm missing Brachiosaurus, but I got T-Rex, Dilophosaurus, Velociraptor, Gallimimus, Triceratops. Love these things. I mean, they don't have a lot of detail on them, but they are from the 90s, and I've always loved them. I also have the Jurassic Park pinball game. Here's a box you can see. It's in the box, but I just keep the box on display because the box is just as good as the actual game itself. So fun stuff. Also have Islands of Adventure, or Universal Studios mining helmet. Also a playhouse over here inside that box. Again, when I can display stuff in box like that and still get credit for it, it looks really nice. Also, this weird Japanese bank. And then some more boxes. Man, this is going to take me forever if I go through everything, so I'll try to make it a little faster so this isn't like an hour-long video. Here's those slot cars for that box we're looking up there. These are the actual slot cars that came with it. Little Jeep and the T-Rex. They chase each other on the track. The Jeep actually has working headlights, too. Pretty cool stuff. Shampoo bottles, candy containers, every single pin you can think of for Jurassic is all on this hat. It's front and back. I have tons and tons of pins, so I'm trying to find a fun way to display them. We got the Jurassic letterbox back here that you can't quite see. Underneath this whole hat is the limited edition DVD set. We got a screensaver, activity kit, old card game. Another one of my prized possessions is the Sideshow Tyrannosaurus Rex finale scene. This is like one of the very first high-end Jurassic collectibles. I know there's tons of statues now, but this one, when it came out, was one of a kind, and it's still such an amazing piece. With the Raptors attacking the T-Rex and the banner and the stand, all really, really cool stuff. Now you can see the boxes back there for those models I was talking about earlier. The cool boxes to display. More candy, little candy dinosaur figures, lunchbox. A lot of you will recognize that Kenner Raptor hatchling. We got cups from the theme parks. We got watches galore, old school folders. This really cool UK, and I think it was Europe, like it was like a briefcase that the tape came in when it came out in the 90s. Another cool vintage tape case. All these little wallet IDs. I loved these when I was a kid, so had to have them in the collection. Also have this nice new T-Rex model. I think this is from Iron Studios. Love this thing. Pretty affordable too, not too huge. Displayed that Transformers Explorer with it. Perfect scale. More art supplies. I have so many art supplies, it's not even funny. Stamps, cups, bookmarks. Nice little contemporary lunchbox set we have here. Erasers. These are some of my favorite things when I was a kid. These pencil boxes here. I had the yellow one when I was a kid. I love these things. I don't want to knock anything over looking at these, but this yellow thing was one of my favorite things as a kid. This Jurassic Park yellow pencil case. So that kind of stuff might not appeal to most people, but it's got a special place in my heart anyway. Also have new aquarium decor. So now we're getting into some of the newer Jurassic stuff, not vintage. This was a little statue that came with a Blu-ray set a while back. We also have some of those new Monopoly pieces, those gates, CDs and tapes from the original, flashlight from the theme park, Triceratops figure from the theme park that was part of Triceratops Encounter. Another one of my prized possessions. I love that thing. We also have more pins and tattoos and temporary patches, all this stuff. More lunch boxes, more cups from theme parks. Seeing a theme here, we have a lot of the same stuff. We also have, this is my home video release. We got all these Blu-rays, VHSs, DVDs, DVD packs. One of my favorites are these newer releases. This 25th anniversary one is really, really, really classy looking. So I have that on full display. But behind all this stuff, you can see there's just more movies and stuff like that back there. Also, if you can see back there, the old Trespasser PC box. It's wedged back in there, but I do have some games. I have the Operation Genesis. I think I have, let me move this. I think I've got Warpath, the old Lost World game. So as many games as I can collect. We also have the reissue of the Tiger Electronics LCD handheld. You can still buy that, but it's a nice little retro vintage piece. Gate planter. Here's a bunch of contemporary stuff. I won't go over every single piece, but there's some cool things here. Of course, we got the Jurassic Park Lego set that I can't wait to add on to the new set, the T-Rex gates, but this is the control room. The control room, and then the cryo chamber. Always love that set. Pins, stuff from Fanatic, like these limited edition gold and silver park tickets. Dr. Collector set, which I love that thing. I have a couple pieces displayed elsewhere in the room. And some Park Ranger mug, Park Ranger notebook, little Park Ranger theme. Then we got the library. So much stuff in this library. I'm not even going to go through it all, but comic books, making of books. We got the folio collection novels in there. We got coloring books. We got original novels. I have a few different versions of those. So tons of stuff. And that doesn't even scratch the surface of every Jurassic book that's ever released. Just the stuff that I felt like keeping anyway. And then moving on to the bottom shelf, we got the new Jurassic Monopoly, new pop-up book. Gotta find room for these huge pieces. And then we have my my toys. These are my childhood toys. Got the Jurassic Park gate here with custom light up flames. I won't do them right now, but it's not the original gate. I had to do a little bit of customization to it. But yeah, the vintage toys I have. Basically what I have on display here is everything from Series 1 to Series 2. I don't have all their weapons and stuff because it just doesn't make for very much display-friendly pieces. But we do have all the human figures and all their hatchlings here. The original Grant, Ellie, Tim, Nedry, Muldoon. Those are the original figures. But then we have Series 2 Dino Trackers. We have Series 2 Evil Raiders. And then we have Series 2 Original Cast. All with their hatchlings. Then we got the Series 2 Dinos, Series 2 Rex, Carno, Utah Raptor. Then the Series 1 Dinosaurs, Stegosaur, Juvenile T-Rex, Triceratops, and then Big Red T-Rex herself, and then all the dinosaurs that came alongside that first wave. So lots and lots of stuff. Lots of figures just on that bottom shelf. And obviously lots of Jurassic stuff just in this one shelf. But it's taken me a while to collect, but I love having it all in one place. Of course, we can talk about this backpack wall and wall art. A couple pieces of wall art are the original VHS release showing these 4 dinosaur species shown in the movie, missing Triceratops, and probably a couple others. Also, this really cool map I got off Etsy that's not official. I don't have a lot of not official things in my collection, but I love this piece because it's so accurate and has tons of cool details, like where the dinosaurs are, just stuff from the book too that is just really fun. But then the backpack wall, we got that awesome Loot Crate bag, vintage Raptor. On the modern release, here's this Explorer branded bag that I got from Australia. Also these engine bags that came out at Hot Lunch, I think, not Hot Lunch, Hot Topic, and then Box Lunch. That's where I got confused. So a couple of things like that recently that were really cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Mattel Toys, because there's surely plenty of those to talk about. My Mattel Toy display is the one that's probably going to get affected the hardest once I start redoing this room. But really proud of what it looks like right now. I'm definitely not going to go through this shelf one by one, but just know the highlights. Gotta love that banner up there. That was really hard to figure out how to hang correctly, but it totally brings the whole piece together. Those giant super colossal figures are what's on top. We got Toro and Dominus, T-Rex and Blue, but there's not going to be enough room to add the new figures up there, so I'm going to have to figure out something new. But then interdispersed in between all those, I have every figure you can possibly think of. Some highlights include, Gasosaurus. That's a rare one. Love Bite and Fight T-Rex. Not a rare figure, but I've always loved this T-Rex. It's my favorite. And we got Owen with the Raptor Squad up here. So all kinds of little displays going on within this entire display. The Lava Surge playset's buried back here, but there's like a little aquatic scene here with, Plesiosaurs and Mosasaurus. So I try to set up, like I said, all these little scenes throughout this whole display. I got my vehicles wedged in there where they fit. Here's Here's some like legacy figures. Tried to do like a Lost World scene here with Spinosaurus and the Green Rex, Ceratosaurus, Parasaurolophus. There's Dimetrodon, another nice rare figure, along with this blue Dilophosaur. So a lot of rare stuff mixed in here. Raptors everywhere. More vehicles squeezed in. I like that Destructosaur helicopter. I have this nice little center display that's dedicated to Camp Cretaceous right now, but I will probably be changing that out, so it's probably going to be more Dominion related. But lots of cool Camp Cretaceous figures in here, including the whole gang. They're all here. And also dinosaurs like Scorpius Rex and Ceratosaurus that were in the show, that were shown in the show a lot. And we also have more figures over here, a Margosaurus, another rare one. And that's pretty much, well, I shouldn't say that's all the Mattel figures. I have more over here. We got Legacy collection. Nice little legacy display I have that goes really well with my Mondo poster. Always love this poster. Such a cool piece. You got Grant feeding Brachiosaurus. Then down here you have details like the Jeep getting chased by the T-Rex. And then if you look really carefully, there's like Dilophosaurs in there and stuff. So really cool piece. Perfect backdrop for my legacy setup, where I've gotta have 2 explorers and then all the human characters, including the exclusives like Nedry and Ray Arnold. Also that rare Jurassic Park 3 Grant, the little compy in the tube. So that's my legacy collection set, or legacy collection display rather. I have a couple more legacy Raptors back there. At least they're legacy to me because they're Lost World. Then below we have some of the newer figures from this year. Patasaurus, tons of Dino Escape stuff like the T-Rex. And a lot of the newer releases are part of these shelves because they were the last ones. This shelf in particular is like the last shelf I have of space for Mattel Jurassic. So you can see all the new figures here. But that's it. That's all the room I have for Mattel Jurassic. So I got to make some more room. You can see over here I have some other stuff on display that isn't Mattel Jurassic. Mostly these live show figures that I love with the gyrosphere, and then these statues that came with one of the Jurassic World Blu-ray releases. But heading back over to the big shelf, I did want to take you through Amber Collection. I've got all the Amber Collection on display over here. This is the kind of the Jurassic Park side, and then the Jurassic World side. And there's a lot more Jurassic figures than there are Jurassic World, so kind of had to mix and match. But you can see the whole cast is here, including some of the rarer figures. Got a couple Dilophosaurs. Over here we have Owen in the Raptor pack. We also have the Jurassic Park 3 Raptor hiding back there. And then behind both of these sections is all the boxed figures. I have every Amber Collection figure boxed as well, since they're so collectible. But that stuff's definitely going to be going off display as I make room for Dominion toys. Then we got Snap Squad and a bunch of other random stuff. This is every Snap Squad figure. This is a display that I'm definitely keeping. It's so fun and I love it. I also have a bunch of random figures back here like the Micro Collection and Bendy Biters. So making room for that. And then the very bottom shelf of my Mattel shelves includes all of my rare items. Of course, the Legacy Spinosaurus, the story packs that had such a limited availability. We have the anatomy kit, which is pretty rare now. Some Comic-Con items like the Nedry can, some Destructosaur sets back there. We also have Franklin, canceled figure. Have him in my nice little plastic display box so he doesn't get more damaged. We also have another Destructosaur T-Rex set. Love this thing from Canada. Pretty rare set. And we also have the Ultimate Battle set. That was Walmart exclusive that never came to the US, with Blue and Indoraptor fighting for power over the Triceratops skull. So that's the Mattel shelf. I got more to show you though. I know we already went over Jurassic and Mattel, but there's even more stuff to look at. So heading to the other part of my room, I do have some non-Jurassic stuff that I won't go over very long, but I have a bunch of Star Wars some Halo and some other random toys over here. But next to them, we get back into Jurassic with my vintage chair that, of course, is covered up by more things I need to make room for. Are you seeing a theme here? There's just not enough room for all this stuff. So some reorganization is definitely in order. I have my my Reebok shoes down there and some other bendy biters covering up that beautiful chair. So I'd like to get those off so that chair can go back on display. But here's some more Mattel. Got Lava Surge figures. These little tiny guys too. And some plush up here. You can see the new Walmart plush, the new Target plush, Bumpy. I also have the Jada RC truck and some Zoom racers from Toy Monster. Speaking of Toy Monster, tons and tons of captives. This isn't even every captive figure I have. I did start to kind of consolidate those because there was a lot of doubles or a lot of like repaints that weren't really different from one another. So, but this is all of my favorite captives. We have more Mattel, these hatchlings, and I've tried to make all these little cubes in here, every single one sort of a little vignette. So you'll see some pins and stuff back there behind them. We have the Mcdonald's. I think there's 12 altogether, Mcdonald's toys from all around the world. I also have I think it's Hungary, a Hungarian McDonald's box. It's different than the US McDonald's box. And I got the versions that came with those little red boxes too. So pretty fun. The little Parasaurolophus is falling over. All the species there though. Also have pods, if you've collected those. They're those drinks that come with those fun things on the end. Got a bunch of those back here. More stuff from the live show. A couple RC cars. These Fallen Kingdom. I think these were Burger King in another country. Never came out here. McDonald's toys. More captives back there. Another captive set. Man, I got stuff in here I didn't even know I had. This would be Kinder Eggs. Kinder Egg. These big models were Kinder Eggs. Same with these little models. Bendy biters. Some more random novelties. 6-inch stuff from Mattel. Lots of random stuff there. Then we have more Pez dispensers. These cool pods. And more drink toppers. I also have a little bin over here for my kids when they come in and want to play with toys. So more stuff there. But yeah, this whole little shelf here, just tons of Jurassic stuff. I also want to talk about my closet here. So in my closet, it's pretty clean right now, but usually gets pretty messy. This is where I store like my tripod when I'm not using it for reviews and other stuff. But I also have all my Mattel boxes in here, you know, promotional boxes. They barely all fit. I have tons of stuff in storage already. There's about to be even more though. And I also have sort of my overflow of mint in box Amber figures, some legacy stuff I haven't felt like opening yet. I have some more rare toys on top that I've just been keeping, but I don't have room to display. So some Star Wars, more stuff in here. So this is sort of the behind the scenes of the Collect Jurassic display room. But I can fit a lot in this closet, so it's served me well. All right, I think that's about everything I can talk about for my collection room, at least in one sitting. I hope I didn't bore you going on and on about certain items, but again, I just wanted to get this all on video one more time before I took things down and started reorganizing to make room for all of those incredible Dominion figures and books and cups and all that merchandise on the way. Definitely need to make some room, so I'll be hard at work. And I'll have this video forever to always go back and look and see how my collection room looked before all that work went down. So thanks for joining me on this video. I'm Tim with Collect Jurassic. Thanks for watching, and check out my video if you're interested in Jurassic. Or check out my channel if you're interested in Jurassic stuff, because there's plenty more cool things to check out besides my collection room. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.